for today's cup of coffee, I actually was going to go solo on this one because youngest kid has found out that one of his migraine triggers is too much alcohol.
Yeah.
And we had gone to eat at one of our favorite restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
And the waitress who was also bartending that day had warned him that she was heavy-handed on the mixed drinks. And that was a bit of an understatement.
It hurts.
And
my head hurts.
So, I was going to do this by myself, and he was sort of in and out, and I'm like, either do or either don't.
No, I was going to poke my head. I was going to pop in and be like, it hurts. My head hurts. And then go out, get my cigarettes, and then come in, get my cigarettes, and then go right back out.
And I tried to explain the kid didn't have to finish the drink.
I did, because it was money.
No, it was not worth paying. But at least now you know, don't do that again.
I didn't know it was going to be that strong.
It was that strong when you took a drink of it. You knew that it was...
I was like, oh, that's lich. Oh, that's lich.
It was...
That is straight up lich.
And kid is not somebody who imbibes often. And
No.
so, you know...
I don't like alcohol that much.
Well, you know, and so the next time to tell them to be a little lighter on the alcohol.
Oh, that's lich. Oh, that's lich.
Anyhow, the story that we have today is something I find highly disturbing. And this comes from Ripley's Believe It or Not by Meghan Yani and was July the 1st of 2022. Pardon me, I've had allergies so bad for a month.
Yeah.
And this is entitled, Amazon Alexa May Soon Sound Like Your Dead Relatives.
Oh, fuck that.
And the link will be in the description box. And it says that the chance to be reunited with deceased loved ones is something money can't buy even the richest man in the world. But Jeff Bezos, well, the company he founded, is going to try anyway. Amazon's latest endeavor is taking technology to the other side as the mega corporation revealed its plans to reconnect grieving loved ones with their dearly departed through the power of artificial intelligence. And it says the new technology was unveiled at the end of June during Amazon's Mars AI conference, where tech enthusiasts gathered to see what the brightest minds in science have been up to lately. When it came time to present, Amazon's senior vice president and head scientist for Alexa, Rohit Prasad, introduced the company's latest development, a way to change Alexa's voice from drab to dead through vocal mimicking based on recordings less than a minute long. Now think of this.
How the fuck?
Well, that's what's interesting.
Imagine having like an Alexa sounding like Papa or your granny or something like that.
Well, that's what. Yeah, the picture was my grandmother holding my mother. And
how fucked up would that be?
Well, like I said,
that just seems a little bit disrespectful.
That they were able to mimic the voices with recordings less than a minute long. Now think of that they can mimic the voice pattern with just that short of a bit of information.
They won't be able to get everything, though. Not every
inflection,
not every personality.
It says he then
personality.
He then tugged at the audience's heartstrings further with a video featuring a smile child asking Alexa if Grandma could finish reading him The Wizard of Oz. The technology obliged, reading the rest of the book in a voice mimicking the presumably no longer with us grandmother.
That's manipulative as fuck.
I think so. While the developing tech could also work on living voices, the intention behind it is specifically to generate trust in the program by creating an emotional experience based on what Prasad explained, quote, human attributes of empathy and affect. These attributes have become even more important during the ongoing pandemic when so many of us have lost loved ones we love. Now, this one sentence, the ongoing pandemic. Keep that in mind. And he further states, while AI can't eliminate that pain of loss, it can definitely make their memories last, end quote. Because there were a whole lot of people that lost people that they weren't allowed to be with them during their last moments.
Yeah.
If somebody is dying, is that really the time to worry about them being contaminated?
No.
I think it's a little late at that point.
Yeah.
And since not everyone's a fan of the idea of bringing their deceased relatives back to life, if it is only in sound, Amazon's revelation has sparked a cold-blooded debate on whether the technology is creepy, calming, or even ethical, with many comparing it to a dystopian sci-fi in which similar technology does much more harm than good.
That's fucked up.
A University State professor, or an Arizona State University professor, rather, that I'm not even going to go to the link, look at this individual's name, and it's like, oh, hell no, acknowledges that the technology may help some with the grieving process, quote, in the same way we look back and watch videos of the departed, end quote, but also raise concerns about the ethics of using a dead person's voice without consent.
That's
not to mention the potential for disaster and other uses.
Yeah.
We have totally lost our rat's
minds.
Absolutely. It's going to take a lot more than a familiar voice to get public approval of this controversial intelligence.
How about no?
Though there have always been myths and warnings about how far artificial intelligence can go, the possible downsides of this specific technology aren't hard to imagine. In a world of photo manipulation, video editing, and advanced sound production, it's not exactly hard to falsify a record, video, image, or any other form of media. Talks of deep fakes, which are media rendered using AI to dupe audiences into thinking someone did something that never occurred, are all the rage. And we're living in an overwhelmingly distrusting time overall.
Yeah.
The professor that shall not be mentioned, shall not be orated, also stated, quote, as creepy as it might sound, it's a good reminder that we can't trust our own ears in this day and age. But the sooner we get used to this concept, which is still strange to us right now, the better we will be, end quote.
The fuck you say?
Now, you talk about huge gaslighting.
Yeah.
That's
all they do is gaslight us.
Despite these concerns, Prasad remains optimistic, saying, quote, we are unquestionably living in a golden era of AI where our dreams and science fiction are becoming a reality, end quote.
Yeah.
No, this can't possibly be abused.
No.
And I'll tell you something even more frightening as far as them. That's another form of data collecting.
Yeah.
Through as far as voice imprints and stuff.
Seems so disrespectful too.
I think it's one of those that as far as the grieving process, and there is a big difference between having a home movie and so, a kid asking a dead relative to finish a bedtime story.
Yeah.
Big
difference.
Or for that kid or whomever to pretend to have some kind of interaction or an actual real-time conversation with somebody that's deceased. Now, that I can see how that could cause quite a bit of mental instability. It's a matter of delaying the grieving process. So, one more way to break brains.
Mm-hmm.
And some may think, well, that would be really cool. But if you want something like that, DVDs.
Yeah.
And that's, sharing of these little cups of coffee.
DVDs, VHS.
Yeah, VHS was great. Yeah. I will tell you, get your VHS transferred to DVD.
SD cards.
Yeah, something like that.
Thumb drives, flash drives.
But as far as to do that with the AI, I don't think that would be a good idea.
No. No, not at all.
I think the Alexa thing is creepy. That's being misused.
Yeah.
And, we're all being spied on right now. So, because youngest kid and I had wondered about this several years back, because we could be discussing something and then, go to a search engine or whatever, and results would come up about the topic that we had been discussing. And it's like, well, that's odd.
Yeah.
And oldest kid, yesterday, he was saying something. He's like, if anybody ever doubted, because we were discussing something that was rather obscure, and some kind of search came up on that. I can't remember what it was right now, but it was obscure.
It's fucked up.
It is. And then to make people where they can't, where they're told, oh, you didn't see what you saw, you didn't hear what you heard. If you have not seen the movie Tommy by The Who, please go watch that. You can rent it, I think you might can rent it on, I know you can rent it on Amazon Prime, but you can also probably on YouTube. Some of these other places, venues have that.
Yeah.
But it's very much worth seeing. And when you are told that you can't trust your own senses, that you can't trust your own perception, now that's some dangerous territory.
Yeah.
And to trust who?
I can't trust these people driving up the road.
Well, it's just my motorcycle, so there's a whole lot worse things that could be going up the road.
It's not just them, it's the cars.
Well, but, when people, this self-doubt, that is one of the things with mental health concerns.
Yeah.
And if anybody ever doubted we were in this huge psyop, the war that we're in, it doesn't have the typical weapons at this point.
No.
But this is why it's a spiritual battle. It is a mental battle. Yeah.
It's a psychological and spiritual battle.
Yeah.
Which is the most dangerous.
Oh, yeah. To stay grounded, even as far as, my God, when there's controversy, and I am going to go here on what a woman is. And it's, you've got people that they are, sidestepping that they literally online dictionaries had changed the definition. Yeah. And they were talking about as far as feminine. And I'm like, okay, I'll go there. Define female. Define feminine. So this is how, just another way that they are trying to totally break people. Because when it's that basic of a concept. Now when it's the CRISPR technology, that's one of those, they're already screwing around with people's DNA. But as far as those that's already living, changing their DNA, well, they may have a way to do it. But my little tinfoil hat says this is depopulation agenda. Yeah. So, anything else you want to add? Poor little hurting kid.
I hurt.
And he bleached his hair.
Yes, I did, because I'm going to shave it anyway.
Oh, God.
I'm going to shave it again anyway.
Oh, God.
Seriously.
And it looked so nice. It looked so nice. And so, anyhow, it's interesting. It's interesting.
We're going out tomorrow, aren't we?
Yes.
We can stop by Sally's, too. Get me a bottle of pink hair dye.
Oh, hell no, no.
I can be the beach goblin.
Oh, do the seaweed green if you're going to do that.
No, I'm going to do that little, that little statue that I made?
Yes.
Yeah, do that.
But the thing is that it's not a blonde. It still has quite a bit of yellow tint to it.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to end up puce. Do you really want to have puce-colored hair.
I'm fine with puce.
Puce is kind of that salmon-y color.
I've had it before. I'm fine with it.
Oh, anyhow.
It's a look. I can put some purple in it.
Okay.
I can put some green.
You had stopped doing that for a while. You had truly stopped doing that, and
Get some wax.
he's doing it again.
Get some wax and spike it up.
Okay. Well, hey, it's your hair. Do whatever. I mean, you're the one who has to live with it.
Absolutely.
If you've had experiences with the paranormal, supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, horrible allergies,
Headaches.
migraines, God love you if you have the migraines. We've actually got quite a few of our viewers that have commented that they empathize with you because they have migraines.
Yeah, they suck. I'm sorry that y'all had to deal with them too.
Yeah. And if you find out what some of the triggers are that can help prevent the migraines. Food allergies are quite common as far as migraine triggers from what I have studied.
Too much sugar is also one of my
Is it?
triggers. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I sort of slacked off there for a
Right.
good while.
And you've been sort of, stepping that back up a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Not just a little bit. I've been indulging.
Well,
I've been gorging.
that's something you need to find substitutes on those things.
I need to start eating fresh
Fruit.
fruit.
Well, there's bananas in there. That might help. The potassium might help. But anyhow, you can send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. And that email address will also be in the description box.
Yes.
Know that you're loved.
Yes.
And if you need prayer, feel free to send us an email. I really will catch up on the emails soon, hopefully.
Yes.
So just be a little bit patient with us. We've hit a rougher patch as of late.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all. Have a good
We'll
pop
see.
an Advil.
We'll see you on the next cup.
Bye.
Bye.